Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. It's been a hot sec.
It's been a hot sec. We've been busy.
We've posted like 6 videos, max.
We've been very active on our TikTok.
Yes.
So go check it out.
TikTok has been our thing, but we wanted to answer some questions in more of a long form video. We have a little guest here. I don't know how long she'll,
She's spazzing.
She's ready to go. This is Willa, Kendall's favorite dog. We have officially completed 2 full semesters of didactic year, and we're going into our 3rd semester tomorrow.
3rd and final semester of didactic year. Literally how?
I literally don't understand.
It has zoomed.
It has zoomed. we're gonna try and vlog a little bit more this semester.
Yeah.
Because we definitely have a lot more under our belt.
And this semester might be a little more fun, like visually, because there's like casting,
Yes.
there's a bunch of different stuff.
Yeah.
So,
okay, let's answer the questions.
the first question that we're answering is, how are you only able to do 3-year undergrad instead of 4? So if you're new here, we're in a 5-year program. So this means we have 3 years undergrad and 2 years PA. A lot of people get confused. They think that we're in like a 5-year just PA program. It's like, no, it's the normal track 2 years, but our undergrad was condensed and accelerated. And this was kind of done like through our school. They have like classes programmed for us, and we just take a higher number of credits each semester. Like I think every semester it was at least 16.
Yeah.
Sometimes
and
18.
There were things that we got to like kind of get out of. Like I think of our developmental psych we did have to do, but in order to take that normally you have to take like an intro to psych, so we didn't have to do that.
And like comparative anatomy we didn't have to take.
Yes, that
was a big one.
Yeah, so we got out of some classes. They double dipped a little bit into our didactic year, kind of meeting requirements for both degrees. So we are officially graduates, though.
Yes.
Of our undergrad.
We don't have our paper though.
No, it's in the
mail.
mail.
We'll be getting
hopefully.
that soon. Oh, it is?
I don't know.
No, I don't think we get it at the end of didactic year. Yeah.
Oh, I thought we were done. We're almost done.
We thought that we were getting it 2 semesters ago, and then we realized no, we have a while. Okay.
No.
Either way, yeah, we're done with our actual academic part of undergrad.
Yep.
Okay. Next question.
Okay, next question is, what classes do we have? So this is going to vary based on semester for sure. So in first semester you have anatomy and anatomy lab, and that
was brutal.
Very, very hard. That takes up, I feel like, not the majority of your time, but like half of your time at least.
Like Clin Med is the biggest PA class, I would say, and anatomy was
I would say more probably.
Like it just was it was a lot.
Yeah, and you had to go to open lab.
And for us, the lectures were online, so imagine if they were in person plus open lab.
No,
it was a lot.
That was nice. It was like an asynchronous lecture, and then you went in for lab. It was just a lot. And then every semester you have a Clin Med class. So our program is structured so you do it by body system. I know there's a lot of different ways to structure Clin Med, but we do about 4 body systems. Well, that's not even true, but 4 units of Clin Med per semester. So last semester we did psych, heme, onc, endo. They were combined. Ortho, derm, and rheum were combined, and neuro.
But psych was alone.
Yeah, psych was alone. That's where you learn the like patho behind a disease, how to identify it, how to diagnose it, how to treat it.
Yes.
And that's like the bulk of what you're learning.
Yeah. Then our next class we're taking all 3 semesters is PEP and DTP. These are more hands-on classes. So for PEP, what does it stand for? It's
Patient Evaluation Practicum.
Okay. That's what it stands for. And basically what we do, it's very hands-on. You have performance exams that line up with the blocks that we're in. So like neuro, we had a neuro performance exam. Heat, we had a heat performance exam. And there's basically a checklist, and you just go through it. You make sure that you can perform these skills on a patient. And then there's lectures, there's midterms, finals in that class. And it's very hands-on. And they combine Clin Med and PEP, like obviously the information overlaps, just different realms.
Yeah.
And then DTP is also more hands-on. This is like blood drawing. We did injections. We did, what else?
We took foreign bodies out of a hard-boiled egg or an eye.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
It's really fun, yeah. Those are our lab days. So it's PEP, DTP together, and that's a lot of the hands-on stuff that we really like recording and posting and stuff.
And then we have pharm for 2 semesters. So we did our first set of pharm this past semester, and then we have pharm 2. We do patho, and then there's several other like classes like healthcare. Is it ethics? I don't even know if it's ethics.
We're taking that right now.
Okay, we're about to take it or something like that.
Then healthcare delivery, then we have research.
We did patho. Did I say that?
Yeah, patho.
Yeah. So I think that's actually all of them.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's crazy. Yeah. Our third semester, I think, has the least amount of credits.
And our program is structured beautifully because our exams we have like one big Clin Med exam every month or so. I know there's programs out there where you do like 2 days of lecture, exam, 2 days, like that would actually be
like
awful.
for us, for example, neuro, there's one exam for it. It's like at the very end and it's a big bite and you're done.
Yep. So. Which it's a lot of information, but it's better than having to do
a quiz
gazillion.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We like our program a lot.
We love our program.
Yeah, the setup is great. And I feel like it's really good for life balance too.
Wait, let me take a break. You can go.
Okay. Want me to start right now? Okay. Wasn't sure. Nothing continuing. Okay, speaking of that, the next question is, are you still able to have a social life with being in school, or is it constantly studying? And so, like, short answer is yes, 100% you can have a life outside of school. I would say neither of us are studying constantly.
No.
It really, like, as we said, it varies program to program, but with ours, it's like one exam week type of thing. You have, like, 3 or so weeks of non-exam. So it's like you can take some breaks in between, and then that weekend before the exam, obviously you're
Oh yeah, that's like intense.
Yes.
We talk about this a lot on TikTok, and I think we were just so nervous going into school because everything we saw was you have no life. You can't see your friends, your family, you're miserable and depressed. And although that might be the situation for a lot of people, like we're so passionate about sharing that there is another side to it. And as long as you're able to time manage, and that's a skill we built in high school and undergrad, as long as you can do that, you'll be totally fine, totally set for a PA school. So, I mean, I go to church every Sunday. I go to like a young adults group. I'm coaching, seeing friends, family. A lot, actually. So.
Yeah, and I thought I literally would be able to do nothing.
I know.
I was like, goodbye, everyone.
I know. I literally told everyone before, I was like, guys, I won't be able to see you for 2 years.
Yeah, and it's just not the case. No, not in the slightest.
So, don't worry. Promise.
It's all subjective.
It's all subjective. Everyone has their own experience.
And also, it's like you make it what you want it to be. So, like, go in with a positive attitude and it'll be better.
Next, someone says, I start UDM PA this fall, so if you can share any specifics about the program and study tips. I feel like we have so much to share because our program, I don't know, we love it. We've learned so much. I would say number one thing is you want to have this feeling of like being ahead and like, I don't know, being 2 weeks ahead and being all caught up on the material. But especially first semester when you have, assuming you're in the 2-year program, when you have anatomy on top of Clin Med and everything, like you're never gonna feel like you're ahead. No. You're never really gonna even feel like you're caught up. So really just focusing and like, you don't wanna cram, but sometimes you just have to prioritize what's coming first.
Yep.
So be okay with that. It's a really uncomfortable feeling, but you have to.
Yeah, like for example, I think our first Clin Med exam and our first anatomy exam, our anatomy was Monday. The Clin Med was Tuesday.
That was the only time that happened.
That was the only time it happened, but I remember being like, it was literally, we had just taken anatomy, it went well, and I was like, and then I was going through my Clin Med flashcards, Monday night, and I was like, I don't know all of this. No. Like, I hope it's gonna be okay.
And I think that was our worst Clin Med exam.
Yeah, it was.
Understandably
so.
Passed. We still passed. We still passed.
But yeah, you're right. You just have to prioritize what's coming up next.
Yeah. And there's so much information. I remember making a TikTok just talking about like how the heck am I ever gonna like learn all of this? Yeah. And you won't know until after the first exam. Like you literally won't understand how you really need to be studying. So it might be a little bit of trial and error, but know that like your brain does adjust somehow. It's like grows. A miracle. I don't understand, but.
And also bouncing off that, for like study tips specifically, our biggest study tip is keeping your study methods from undergrad.
Yes.
If those worked for you, don't try to change it.
Do not.
Just continue what works with you, because it would be really hard to like go into Clin Med with all this information with also trying to learn a new technique. Right. And so we both have used the same study techniques from undergrad, and it's worked out.
It's worked out perfectly.
And they're different. So.
Literally, yeah, if you're not an Anki person, don't really try Anki unless like you have a reason to. And if you need to change your study methods, do it after the first exam because you already know what you know best. Do that and see if it works.
Yeah, and I would say a lot of what I do too is I'm a Quizlet person, you're a charts person, and then we like branch off of that. Like I'll make supplemental study things, and you'll make supplemental Quizlets, and I'll make supplemental charts. So it's like.
And we share everything.
Yes.
She's the Quizlet queen.
I am the Quizlet queen.
We both like Quizlet. I like actually never used it in undergrad, but this time I have.
And I'm going to make a video on that because Quizlet is not a super common way to study for Clin Med, so I want to do like a TikTok or something.
Follow us on TikTok.
Yes.
Subtle plug.
Linked below.
Not so subtle.
Okay, the next question is thoughts on supplemental study materials like Sketchy Osmos. So we haven't used either of those, but our number one thing that we use is Chat and Rosh.
Chat GPT, like, we are not sponsored, but we'd love to be.
We love Chat.
Literally, okay, so we have slides for the majority of our classes. Actually, all of them.
All of them.
And so sometimes, like, the slides don't always flow in the way that, like, we comprehend them.
Yep.
And so I think the biggest thing we do is, like, we literally import the slide into Chat and say, like, break this down or explain it.
Yep.
And Chat knows what to pull and, like, how to, like, write it in paragraph form.
Yep.
I swear it's, like, the best thing ever. So it's not really, like, a supplemental resource like that, but if you have questions, ask Chat.
Yes.
Like, it's not the Bible. Like, don't go by it.
No, always fact check. Like, if it's something you've never heard of, obviously check it.
Right.
But it's great for explaining, condensing. That's what I do a lot, where I'm like, please pull out the most important information, or like give study questions. That's a good one as well.
Oh, I love the study questions. I'm like, pretend that you are giving me a didactic year Clin Med exam, ask me about these, and then I like list the topics that we have for focus review.
And so it's really great. Chat is a wonderful resource.
We love
Even for farm, it's great.
Oh yeah, for farm, for literally everything, like you just have to get creative with your prompts.
Yep, it's great. Okay, our next thing we use a lot is Rosh. So Rosh is basically like a prep for didactic year and clinical year technically, and it like
in the pants.
In the pants, yeah. There's a lot of there's like subjects, so it's like neuro, there's cardio, there's heat, and it's just practice questions. There could be up to.
Oh, you want to come back?
wants to play.
Oh no, we're not playing.
There could be up to like 80 questions, or even 120 per subject. So like when we had neuro, you go through and like study a little bit and go through the questions and see what you know.
See what you know. And like Rosh is typically harder than a Clin Med exam, so if you don't do that great on it, don't worry because you'll be fine.
And some of the topics on Rosh aren't taught like in every single PA school, so obviously it differs. But it's nice to see where you are and like how your studying is going.
And I would say, like, at the beginning, like, we had so many people recommending different supplemental resources.
Yes.
It was so overwhelming
Number
because
one was Pants Prep Pearls.
Pants Prep Pearls. But, like, we had, like, all these slides. We had hundreds of slides the first week. And we're like, how are we supposed to do all of that? Oh, Cram the Pants. We love Cram the Pants.
Oh, yeah.
That's great.
Yep.
Pants Prep Pearls, like, it's just so much. So I would say stick with your slides if you're given good slides. Stick with the textbook. We use Current. And then also definitely just stick with maybe one supplemental.
Yeah, I would say start small. Try one. If you don't like it, move on to the next one. Don't like be listening to 7 podcasts
about the same thing. You're gonna run out of time.
Yeah, no. Oh, then that's what we've learned a lot with PA school is that you have to be efficient with your time, and we've
quality over quantity.
Yes, we've learned how to do that. And then we wanted to touch on Pants Prep. So we heard a lot about Pants Prep Pearls. I bought it. We both bought it in the summer because we heard it was like the best. And it is really nice. It's laid out well. They bold things, highlight things, but we don't use it a lot for our classes because we feel that our slides are pretty sufficient. But I think it would be great for clinicals, and I've heard it's wonderful, obviously, for the pants. So.
Yeah, like some of our test questions on Clin Med, like there are specific details that were mentioned in the slides.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we just focus a lot on the slides, but we have a lot of classmates that actually do use Pants
and
Prep
I
Pearls.
think Pants Prep would be great if you have a question on like what's the most important symptom or what are the like obvious symptoms or something.
Yeah, they like bold things and underline, and
it's very general like overview of things.
Next question is why we wanted to be a PA and not an NP, and this is a super common question. I think number one for both of us is that we just never wanted to be a nurse.
Yeah.
It's a really great career after you've been a nurse because you've already like, I don't know, it's just
it's a nice smooth transition.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's the nursing model instead of the medical model, so we both like the medical model more.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I actually was planning on going to nursing school if I didn't get into the 5-year, but I ended up getting into the 5 years. So I never really wanted to be a nurse first. I wanted to get it done as fast as I could and as like directly as I could. And so the 5-year program obviously offered a ton of security, and it just made sense coming out of high school.
Yes, and I think if you could just be an NP without having to be a nurse, I feel like it would be a great path. I personally also didn't want to have to work for the 2 years. I guess it's not required
I don't understand that anymore, so don't
quote us on that. But when I was thinking about the two, I thought it was required. So I was like, I really want to just jump right into my career. But yeah, both are necessary.
Both of them are practically the same. Like you literally do the same things.
So just depends on how you get there.
Yep. Lots of people wanted to know how we studied for the GRE, and the short answer is that We didn't. She did a little bit, but because we were in the 5-year, we needed a fairly low, what was it? A
292. Oh, 291.
291.
That's like 50% or lower.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a low score.
I didn't know it was that low.
Yeah.
So yeah, we didn't need like a super high score, so I literally did not study at all.
No.
But if you do have to study, you did
it was on Amazon. It's like the Princeton Review GRE like study. They explained what topics were on the GRE. There were like little practice tests and stuff. I more used it to read over it just to see what would be on there. So I think that would be a great resource if you're trying to study and you can test yourself. And then obviously because we had our seat reserved, we didn't need a competitive score.
Right.
If we needed to get into a school and needed a high score, I would have studied 100%.
Oh yeah. But also know that like you can have so many great stats, and I feel like PA schools nowadays are not really looking at the stats as much as they used to be. I feel like it's a lot based in your experiences, your personal statement, but we're not experts on the CASPA process.
No, we only had one school we applied to.
Yes. So sorry guys.
I still get confused between CASPA and Casper.
I think I've had to correct her like probably 12 times. CASPA versus Casper.
I still couldn't tell you. Wait, I had a mind trick. Casper the Ghost. But which one's that? I don't know how that helps me. I don't remember how that helped. Well, wait, which one's which?
Casper is like the weird test.
Okay, CASPA is the application.
We did have to take Casper.
We did. Oh, we could talk about that. It's not a question, but...
We took Casper, everyone!
Yeah,
what else are we going to say about it?
A lot of
weird.
schools are taking it. Our school, it was the first year that they required it, but there was no score needed.
Right.
It's like quadrants.
It's very strange. It's like an ethical, scenario based.
You don't study for it, which I like.
No. Yeah, it's great. You just get in there and they record you.
It's at your house online, and you just do some of the responses are video, and you're like,
I would do X, Y, Z. I don't know.
Yeah, but okay. Well, I don't know where that was going.
Me neither. But.
Okay. Basically, yeah, the GRE, it's pretty straightforward. It's a lot better than the PA
The PA CAT.
Yeah, thank goodness that wasn't required for us.
Yes.
Or goes on there, and that is not our friend.
We do not take our path for granted. Let's be
No,
very clear.
not at all.
We are so thankful for the way in which we were able to get into school because it was very direct, very secure, and we do not take it for granted.
No, not one bit. Okay. Not that one. Okay, the next question is asking if we need to be certified to be an MA for getting your hours, and we both were not certified in all of our jobs. I had 2 jobs, you had 3 jobs, and all of them trained us on the job. I think this is a very common, and a lot of places do it.
I think, state to state. So if you're in Michigan, you don't need to be certified.
Okay.
I
think if you wanted to be a career type of thing, then you should get certified. But if you're doing it just to get your hours, then I feel like you don't need to be.
No.
It's just an extra step unless you wanted that
and you get paid more if you have the certification.
Yeah.
Obviously to us that wasn't the biggest thing. No. We just needed to get our hours.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like that's the biggest myth is that you need to be certified. And I don't think it looks any better than if you weren't if you were certified.
Yeah, and I feel like
that made sense.
A lot of places are hiring. We both went in with 0 experience for our first jobs, and they're very willing to hire you on the job. So
as long as you're willing to learn, they will train you.
As long as you have a good attitude, willing to learn, you'll be good.
Go check out some of our TikToks because I posted kind of how I got my jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, question is whether we recommend taking the 24-month or the 36-month route. And I'm kind of torn. Obviously, we were part of a 5-year program, so I wanted to get it done as fast as I could. But also, the pace of the 36-month program is a lot better because you have more time to focus on the clinical medicine side of things, at least in our program. So I do wish that we would have had a little bit more time, especially first semester, because we had anatomy at the same time, to really focus on GI, pulm, cardio, heat.
Yes.
It would have been nice. But also...
It's great to be done.
It's great to be done.
Quickly. Yeah, I think... For our 3-month program, it's kind of, or not 3-month, 3-year program, it's interesting because...
Don't even put that out there because we would get so canceled. Our 3-month PA program.
Our 3-year, for the 3-year PA program at our school, it's interesting because the first year, it's none of the clin med classes, and then obviously the 3rd year is clinical. So didactic is split up into 2 years.
Yeah. It's the first year is anatomy, pharm, patho, the other random ones.
Yes. And I think for me, I would not change it.
No, I would never change it. But I do wish there was a little bit more time.
Yes, I agree.
But of course, like, we're always going to wish that, so.
Yep.
If you're able to, do it.
Yeah, if you want to get done quickly, do the 2-year, and also it just depends on where you are in life.
Yeah, like, if you have a family, 3-year, all the way.
Yeah, and if you want to work, 3-year. Like, you can't work a lot in the 2 years, so.
We're both very blessed to have supportive families,
Yes,
so
both
we live
living
at home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, the next question is, should I be studying or doing anything to prepare for PA school after getting accepted? And the answer is no.
Absolutely not.
Like, you really need to just enjoy your freedom while you have it. Like, there's nothing to do. I mean, you could be listening to podcasts, but why?
No, because
you don't have the basis of the information.
No. You don't know what to study, and, like, don't just go study everything. Like, don't waste your time. Like, enjoy what you can. Go work, save up money if you can.
Go on some trips, because it's hard to go on trips in PA school.
Absolutely. I don't think we did not study a single thing.
This was actually on TikTok, I think. One of our friends on TikTok, I think, who's a PA now, they were like, no, like, enjoy your life. You have this break right now, and just enjoy it.
Yeah, and there's, like, no telling of what to study, and truthfully,
No.
like, nothing prepares you for the amount of information that's going to be thrown at you. So even if you study for 25 hours before school, like, it would do nothing. So.
Right, it's
Your
not
undergrad has prepared you, I promise.
Yes, and it's not very efficient studying, I
No.
feel like, so just, there's no point at all.
Next question is why we wanted to be PAs. For me, I knew I wanted to go into the medical field in some way, but I didn't mind the schooling of med school, but the actual residency and fellowship and like that was just a lot. Obviously, it's a lot of debt. And then ultimately, like, I'm very interested in medicine. I'm passionate about it, but it's not what I want my whole entire life to be. And so I thought the PA was the perfect middle ground because I knew I didn't want to be a nurse, but I also didn't want to go all the way to be a doctor. So.
Yep. And I had basically the same thinking and reasoning. Yeah, like I wanted to be in the medical field. Just like the amount of schooling, I didn't really want to be 30 starting my first job.
Yeah.
And like obviously as women, it's a little bit different because you want to have family. It's a little bit harder. And so yeah, PA was the perfect in between, the middle ground. Great work-life balance. Still, you're able to help people. You're able to do that bedside manner.
I've heard people say on TikTok, like, if you cannot see yourself doing anything else but be a doctor, then be a doctor.
Yeah.
But if you could see yourself being a PA or like doing something, then do the other thing because you have to have this drive and this passion that like far surpasses anything. So
yeah, because when you go to doctor, you're in school up to 12 years after undergrad.
That's so much. That is so much. So
and we have all the respect in the world.
All the respect. We need those doctors.
Yes,
so.
we do.
Thanks to the docs.
Yes. Work-life balance, get best of both worlds, worst. Okay, the next question is they're thinking about majoring in PA, but they haven't decided yet, and they just want to know the best and worst things about PA in general. And we kind of just touched on this. I would say best is like that work-life balance you have, as well as work-life balance.
I don't know, like you get to practice medicine.
Yes, you get the best of both worlds.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And then I would say the only downside of PA is technically there's not a lot of growth in like the monetary value. Like you start really high, but there's not as large of a growth, but you can still grow. And then the other thing is just feeling inferior because like obviously we're below doctors, we're mid-level practitioners.
Right.
And some people don't like that.
Yeah.
So if you don't like that, well then maybe you try to go to med school.
Right. If you don't want to work on a team, like if you want to be top dog, you need to be a doctor because you'll never be top dog as a PA.
No.
But you do get to make decisions. So
yeah, you have your own patients, you have your own this, but you still have a doctor you check in with.
I also think
honestly
a huge pro of the career is like, yeah, exactly that. I just listened to what you said. Just registered. That like ultimately like you have somebody you can collaborate with and ask questions with ask questions to because it scares me. Like what if I didn't know an answer and like I am the top provider and that's why they go to residency. That's why it's so long. So
yeah, it's great. The collaboration, a lot of teamwork.
Lots of teamwork. That's the end, everyone. That's all the questions we got.
Yes.
Y'all need to follow us on Instagram so we get more questions next time.
Yes. Comment below if you have any questions. Go to our TikTok or Instagram.
We have so much more. So much more posted on those.
Yes.
So
we're going to try to do more on YouTube as well.
yeah. We're going to try and vlog this week because we're starting our OBGYN unit, which is exciting. I'm very interested in that, actually. So
if you couldn't tell by the pink.
pink. Or peds.
Unsure.
I think the children would like this.
The who?
The children.
Oh, your water bottle?
Yes.
Okay.
We don't fight.
Never. We little tuffles.
Nope. Tiffle.
Tuffle.
Tizzies.
Oh, tuffle.
You made that word
Yeah,
up.
I know. And we decided that we were going to say that.
This is our tuffle again.
Anyway, we hope you enjoyed. And
like and subscribe and comment.
Yes.
And do all
hit
the
the
things.
bell.
Hit the bell. Do all the things so that we can get famous.
We're going to go live.
We're going to go live on
Yes.
TikTok. We will have already done it by the time this is posted.
We're going to continue, so look for our lives.
Okay. Bye.